Hello and welcome to another Maintenance Right on Schedule tutorial. My name is David, and in this video we're going to talk about our export feature. It is a fundamental belief at MaintenanceROS that your data is in fact your data. Being able to export lets you back up your information whenever you want, and if for whatever reason you decide to stop using MaintenanceROS, your data is not locked in our system. I'm going to cover two methods. The first will be a comprehensive export for everything, and the second will be an equipment-specific export. Let's dive in. As usual, I'm starting out here on our dashboard, and the most comprehensive way to export your data is going to be over here in your drop-down menu in your boat settings. We have a new tab available for you that says Export. When you are ready to do an export, we have the pretty obviously named Create Export button, and we bring you to the options list. This is where you're going to be able to tell us exactly what information you want to export, starting with your files. We have the option for you to be able to export all of your files, which will include all owner's manuals, all additional documents you've uploaded to a piece of equipment, any like receipts for inventory or pictures that you've taken. Literally every single file you've uploaded into MaintenanceROS, you'll be able to download in one place. Or if you would prefer to download just the owner's manuals for all the pieces of equipment, we have that option for you, or none if you just want the data out of the system. I'm going to go ahead and we'll just do owner's manuals for the sake of this to try to keep the download size a bit manageable. Now, the next thing you have to select is what type of information would you like as part of this export. Each of these different items is going to provide you with a CSV file with information for these particular options. So for the boat details, any things like the boat name, manufacturer, various registration numbers that you've given into the system, that'll be available there. If you've created any checklists, you can download all those checklists. Any run-throughs that you've done on the checklist, you can see the results for those, the times all those were done. The equipment you have on the boat, the names of the equipment, the manufacturers, models, serial numbers. This one is probably the biggest, the task history. So if you've completed tasks within MaintenanceROS and want to be able to check and see when that was done, any notes that you made about those tasks, if there were metric values, hours of operation that you added at various tasks that were completed, all that information is going to be available here as part of the task history. Metrics. This is a bit more specific if you want to dive in and see what the actual hours of operations history was for your engines or those sort of things. And then lastly, your inventory, showing the current quantity of the items you have in your inventory and any changes over time. So I'm going to go ahead and use all of these for this first example. We'll hit Create to generate the export, and then you can see our loading screen is in progress. Now this is going to depend on how many files you have, the amount of data that's being collected for you. So this may take a little while, but this screen will still be here if you need to come back to it. This wasn't too long, having just the owner's manuals as part of this export, so it's already ready for me. And we will keep this export and data collection ready for you for 24 hours. So when you are ready to come back, you can download this anytime within 24 hours that you need. And we're ready. I'll go ahead and hit download. I'm going to go ahead and give it a second to finish, and then we'll take a quick look at the files that are generated. The export is going to generate a zip file, so you have to unzip that using your program of choice. And then you can see we have got a couple different folders for you. One that's going to contain all of the files that you exported, and then one that has all of the CSV files appropriately labeled so that you can check out which ones are which. I'm not going to run through all those, let you explore those yourself when you are ready for them. But let's go ahead and come back into MaintenanceROS, and we'll talk about the second way that you can export information. And this one is more equipment specific. So to do it, I'm going to come into our equipment page. Let's go ahead and choose a piece of equipment. Always our engines are good ones to take a look at. So we'll come into the specific equipment page. And then in our drop-down menu at the top of the screen, we now have an export data option for you. I will select that, and this brings us back into the very similar screen, but the difference you're going to notice is here on the left-hand side, there's a specific piece of equipment that's selected. You can choose this drop-down. If you want, you can change back to all equipment, but this is the way to do one piece of equipment at a time. Everything else is going to be very similar to what we just went through. You can choose which files that you would like to download. This one gives you a little bit of a different option if you want to do all related files for the entire piece of equipment itself. So if this would be if you've added any for specific tasks that were completed, any additional maybe technical documents that you've uploaded, or if you want just the owner's manual, you can select just that as well. And then because this is just a piece of equipment, we've only highlighted the relevant equipment CSV files that will be exported. If you would like, you can do more of these for additional CSV files as well, but we'll go ahead and use this just for the equipment now and do the same process, create our export. Well, it'd be helpful if I followed instructions and actually selected which files we want to download. I'll go ahead and select none for now, and we'll try this again, hit create, and once again, we see that the export is processing. It's ready very quickly, and we can notice the size difference in this export because A, this is a piece of equipment, so less information needed, and also didn't export any files, so it's significantly smaller. And that's pretty much it. 2 simple ways to export your data from MaintenanceROS. Whether you need a full backup or just information on specific equipment, you now have the tools to access your data whenever you need it. If you have any questions about this process, please leave a comment down below or feel free to reach out to our support team at support@MaintenanceROS.com. Thanks for watching and happy boating!